welcome back to another one. Today I'm going to be breaking down this beat. This is inspired by Plugged In, RV's Plugged In. It's probably the best, or at least one of the best beats ever made, not even drill beats. RXCKSON and KT went crazy. I mean, I don't even know. That beat was nuts. But so I went for that style in this one. So I'm just gonna be kind of showing you how he makes them. People like RV and like, I mean, this is gonna become the new style. I feel like with these like vocal loops and the wicked hard drums, but still keeping it simple but complex. Like, I don't know how to explain it. But they're nuts. So first I'll start off with the loop. It's by my boy THK, Crazy Loops. Go check them out. So here it is, pitched down, and then I'll play it pitched up in a second. So right there, that already starts you off really good, having a nice loop, and that is important. And dude, a lot of people ask me like, yo, where do you get your loops and all that stuff? A lot of times I get people sending them to me and all this, but like if you stay alert on like Instagram and whatever, like if you're on Instagram all the time, people post free loop kits all the time. All you have to do is like put a couple people, like tag a couple people in the comments and put it on your story or something like that, and you'll get it. Or it's super simple. You can get a lot of good ones like that too. The other way is just going on YouTube and literally looking up kind of whatever you want. Like if you want a vocal sample like this for drill, look up vocal drill samples or whatever, and you'll have a ton of stuff. So yeah, that's where you gotta find them. So started off, we had the loop, then I'll go to the 808, and this is in RASH's kit. It's not the actually, yeah it is. It's the smooth 808. So I'll play it. And so a common theme you can see throughout this is like kind of simple, nothing crazy, like right on the start, like we expect kind of normal, but towards the end of bars and all this, you can go a little crazy, right? So that's kind of what you want to think of when you're doing this. The other thing that I noticed RXCKSON did, he did a lot of these. Actually, hold on, I'll go to this. Like this slide right here, where he did the like 4 kind of, and you can hear it again here. And so throughout it, just to make it more interesting, I'm not sure if he did this in his, but I just lowered the volume of this, the velocity of the slides, and when it like up and down, so it's almost like an echo kind of thing. And then I just thought this sounded good, so I reversed it and all that. But go crazy with the 808s, but the rest of the stuff kind of has to just be kind of simple. And then as far as mixing the 808, normally I don't like to throw anything on this. This is just a preset I got. So yeah, I turned off the chorus because it's too much for me. But yeah, it's nothing really crazy actually. Half the stuff doesn't even, I don't think it's on, but yeah, it was pretty simple. That just helps it sound better. It goes in your ears differently, and it really, when you're adding stuff like this onto like 808s, it's really for the slides. It's not, most of the time you're really only going to be affecting the upper part of the 808s. That's all you need. And for the kick, it's got this And a good tip, just so you guys know, for your kicks, a lot of people, like normal, everyone puts them on C and it hits whatever. Good tip with like these drill ones and just in general, if you want your kicks to hit harder, put them down a few semitones. So I usually just go with whatever right here. It doesn't mean go down to like C4 or anything like that, but like right here's fine. Lowest I really go, I mean, if you really want to, I guess you could go F, but I wouldn't really go that low. And as far as mixing on the kick, I didn't even change the volume on it. So, and the pattern, just your usual. Nothing crazy here. And the snare. Again, this is probably the most simple pattern. One thing RXCKSON does that, I don't want to say sets him apart, but just like something different that he does is like normally you'd have, the snare like this, and like it would hit here or whatever, but like on the first one, but he doesn't really do that a lot. I mean, obviously some beats he does, but for some of them he doesn't. It adds like a, I don't know, like kind of a suspense kind of thing to it, so it's cool. I just got this like snare, just goes in between your ears. Again, adds variation, adds a bounce, which is always important. And for stuff like this, dude, just hear it out. It shouldn't be going in the same spot every single time on every beat, because you have to hear it out. But generally towards the end of the 8 bars is where I like to throw it, and then maybe once more, like I have it here, like here and here. That's just to make it so it's like the first time you hear it is not like right at the end when it's going nuts. So, and for the counter snare, so I actually have basically, so if you look at what you can do is if you have like it not panned at all, you can hit Alt R, and like you can put the pan all the way to the right, let's just say, or like the knob that shows up, like you can throw this like all the way to the right, whatever. And then what you do, you make a second one and you put it all the way to the left, and that way basically it has them wide, kind of, I don't know how to explain it, but basically they're gonna be, both of them are like in your ears instead of being centered, if that makes any sense, but they're also hitting at the same time and they're panned the same. I don't know how to explain it, but it just keeps them wide. One thing, if you don't like fruity delay or anything like that, you can go here. They have a delay thing here. I've always liked this more. So yeah, because you can control the echoes better, I feel like, with that. But yeah, that's really it for that. And then I have this, just just at the end, so like when everything comes to a close, that comes in. I just have this thing that hits with a kick. This also helps if you have like a sound like this. This snuff perks works really well too. If you layer it with your kick, it adds like a, I don't know, like an extra punch to it. And I just have the shot perk. Apart from that, for sounds, that's really it for sounds, but I do have like risers. And then other things to mention, I guess, would be this part right here. I have this reverse part, and that helps really drop it in. So I'll play the drop real quick. So on the drop, I just want to say something real quick. Yeah, so basically for this, I didn't play the 808 yet, like in the beat yet. So basically what I did is I just took this part, I chopped it off, and you just highlight like the part go to the mixer, you click here and you click this render to wave file, right? And then what happens is render wave file and it'll come out like this. All you have to do is hit reverse and then plays in. It's like a sick riser, and what I always do is I have this riser that always works well. Helps drop it in really well. So yeah, that's that. I don't know why this is off. Why is that off? I don't know. This will stretch that into place. But yeah, so apart from that, I guess structuring and like understanding how the beat works, I guess, is important. So this, I only have one counter snare, and then I have stuff that comes in at the end. But what I'm really going crazy with is the 808, and that makes it complex. That makes it, you know, super, like, it can make it catchy, and it can, you know, all this stuff. But it's, you know, it's important if you're gonna go crazy with 808s to keep the rest of the beat simple. Especially if you want someone to rap on. If you're just making a flex beat, I mean, who cares? But like for something like this where you want someone on it, if you're going crazy with the 808s, you got to keep the rest of it simple. If you're going crazy with the rest of it, you know, like the counter snares, the bounce and all that stuff, if you're going crazy with that, you got to keep the 808s more simple. Otherwise, there's no way they're gonna be able to rap on it. And then apart from all that stuff, I added like a grime. And with grimes, like, be careful. It's so easy to overdo them. They don't need to be everywhere. So if you play this, like for example, you can see it's in places where like an 808 would be, like an 808 slide would be. So that's kind of where you want to use. You don't, sometimes it's good to put it in spaces where like it's like a filler, but a lot of times it's better to just use it as an alternative to an 808 slide. So instead of using it just like to throw it in there because it sounds cool, use it as like, instead of you, because you can do the same slides as an 808 does, or like the same notes, you know, like the same, like this one's probably the most common, like right here, this, like the 4 down like that. I have that right here, the 808, like, or I guess I don't have it right there, but you know what I'm talking about. It's like that 4 down, that right there, that's everywhere. And you can just add variation to the beat by adding in a different sound that plays the same pattern. Alright, so like here, it's just filling in, you know, the spots where an 808 slide would be. The only other thing I would add would be with your kicks. Don't add them over grimes. It does not sound good ever, really. I mean, in some cases it does. Don't add them over grimes. They do not sound good. Because really, you want the full attention to kind of be on the grime. And the other thing too is have your grime, I don't want to say match the 808, but like complement the 808. That's super important. So, you know, I feel like this grime matches it very well. So, I think, like, I don't know, if you're using like the Caesar grime or like the Welcome to the Party on this, it wouldn't complement it very good because it sounds almost too similar to the 808. But you can't use something like I feel like the Platinum one wouldn't sound very good on this either, because I think, you know, it's almost, I don't know, it's too aggressive, but I don't know. It's just, you gotta find the one that fits it. And yeah, don't overdo it. So, that's really all I got. And as far as mixing, master, we don't need Edison. It's just an EQ, boost that, a little bit default EQ, And really, I don't throw much on my sounds at all. This is good for risers, you know. There's nothing on this, nothing on this, nothing on this. A little bit of reverb on that. Nothing on this. This has quite a bit, I guess, but it's all like simple, like stuff cutting out lows and stuff. This is nothing on it. This is quite a bit, but I already talked about it. Why? It's for the size. This is just reverb and, you know, a little stereo enhancer to get it wider. Yeah, you keep them simple, but you can go off on certain parts if that makes any sense. So I'll play the full beat for you and enjoy, and tell me what tutorials or whatever, I don't even know, tell me anything in the comments below. So yeah, peace.
THK, that's fire.
Bro.
I forgot one thing, drum kit's coming soon. I don't know when. But yeah, it's coming. And it's gonna be mostly there's gonna be some recycled stuff, but it's cause I don't wanna throw it with all like random sounds that like nobody's ever seen before. Cause I feel like a lot of people just want it because they want like the sounds I use. Aren't like by me, so I'll throw, you know, some recycled stuff in there, but other than that, mostly all fresh new stuff. So see you next time.